What would I do with my $1,400 stimulus check? And that's a good question. I'm not getting one, but if I was getting one, what would I do with it? And if I were to put myself in that situation, I want to just walk you through my steps because I've had a couple people ask me, and then also Nate, the camera guy, made a point. He's like, "Hey, maybe you should do some sort of video about the stimulus check. What some sort of twist on." I thought, okay, well, I've had some people ask me about it. Now you're saying about it, and it does make sense. Stimulus checks, free money just raining from the sky. You know what? But I do appreciate and I do want to commend you and respect you for actually watching this video, because if you're watching it, then that tells me that you're not necessarily looking to go out there and like use $1,400 to buy a bunch of Sour Patch Kids, which would probably be a good investment because I love Sour Patch Kids, but you're actually looking to, I would assume, do something wise with it. So what would I do with it if I were in your shoes? And I realize your shoes can be a little bit different situation. So I kind of want to walk through a couple different scenarios. But the first thing I would do is this. I would want to grow that money, right? Takes money to make money. Hey, you now have $1,400. And I'm assuming you know that because you're watching this video. So how are you going to grow it? Well, I would encourage you to look into the stock market or any other sort of financial market. Even, I don't own any cryptocurrencies, but I know that's kind of the rage. So even if you want to go into Bitcoin or Ethereum or something like that, okay, at least, we may not necessarily agree, but what we do agree on is the fact that you want to take this money and you don't just want to blow it, right? You want to actually try to grow it and make something more of it. So in order to do that, whether it's the stock market or Bitcoin or some sort of other cryptocurrency, step one I would do is go to Webull. Now, Webull is what is known as an online broker. They are going to allow you to start to use that money in the stock market or the crypto market. They allow access to both. And also, the thing I want you to do, and the reason why I'm recommending Webull as opposed to, let's say, Robinhood, if you've heard of Robinhood, is Webull offers what is known as an IRA account. Stands for Individual Retirement Account. And in a nutshell, this just means that it shields your money against the government reaching in and taking money. Because any money you make in a regular, so for example, Robinhood account, at the end of the year, any money you make, hey, you owe taxes on. The government's going to reach their hands in and take some money out. But if you're using an IRA, individual retirement account, then the government doesn't get to touch that money. So in other words, your money's just going to grow that much more efficiently. So that's why Webull over Robinhood. And I've done plenty of other videos on Webull in fact, I'll put a link down below. If you do sign up through Webull with that link, then they're always doing different promotions. They'll give you free stock. Full disclosure, I will get something too, but I assure you, I'm not just recommending Webull because of an affiliate program. Robinhood also offers an affiliate program, but I don't recommend them. So it has nothing to do with that, but just that I think Webull is better. And again, mathematically speaking, they are better because your money's going to grow faster without people reaching their hands in, which is what, again, that IRA gives you. So you open up a Webull account, and then it really just becomes a question of, okay, what is your goal? Or in other words, what you need to ask yourself is active, right? How active do you want to be? Do you want to be really hands-on? Do you want to always be putting money in, buying, selling, all sorts of things like that? Or do you kind of just want to be super passive, meaning, I just want to put money in and just let things grow? No right or wrong reason, just you need to ask yourself, how active do you want to be? If you want to be, and if you're putting yourself in the category of more so not active, then I want you to go and find yourself some dividend stocks. Or better yet, ask yourself, I don't know, what are companies that I've heard of? What are companies that I believe in? What are companies' products that I use? And whatever those are, great, but just take it one step further and look and see if they offer a dividend, which means they're just going to pay you money for simply holding the stock. So that's it. If you don't want to be very active, fine. Find yourself, think, what products do I see? What are on my shelf? What's in my cupboards? What's in my garage? And then make sure that they pay that dividend. For example, Pepsi, Coca-Cola. You've heard of those companies, right? They pay dividends. That's a good deal. Maybe you just want to say, yeah, the dividend's fine, but I just think this company is going to be bigger in the longer term. So you can always and that would be known as a growth stock. But like I said, and it's pretty fun actually, to just kind of think, right? Okay, what do I think? What do I think is good? What do I think is promising? And then you get one of those. Now, if you're saying, I want to be well, then you can go out there and you can really buy whatever you want. You can buy something that's very speculative. You can buy something that's very fast moving. And it's not necessarily going to matter because if you're looking to be buying and selling and very active, in terminology being a trader, not necessarily a day trader, but maybe you want to swing trade. But a trader is definitely more active. Whereas this category over here, that would be what would be known as investing, right? You're just kind of longer term, hands off, not very active. But if you want to be then you're going to be in the trader category. And at that point in time, hey, go out there, start to learn more about trading, because you're going to want to know all the different tools that you can use as a trader to be very active, but in a smart type of way. But at the core, and what I really like about all this is that the underlying dynamic here is, you know what? It's getting you interested in the market. And that's pretty much how I started, not with the stimulus check, but I had some money from a book business I had way back in college. And I took that money, got a mutual fund, right? So I was in this investment standpoint. But then I started to watch more and like, wow, this financial market stuff is pretty cool. And it piqued my interest. And now the rest of the story is I'm standing in front of a chalkboard in my office making a video on YouTube about the markets. So, I mean, you just never know. But like I said, now I don't want you to go just gamble that away, but even if you lose the $1,400, you know what? At least this has been piqued. At least you now have interest. At least you see the potential that is out there. And that is a good thing, because speaking from my personal experience, and again, giving this a video about what I would do, I'm very glad I took that money that I had sitting in my account and didn't just go out there and spend it on something. I'm glad I took it, put it into a mutual fund, because that opened up the door of, a whole lot of craziness, really, when I look back at it from where I was then to where I am now making YouTube videos. But point here being is, at least with that $14, it could just be a total cost of interest, meaning, hey, that's what it cost me to get interested in the markets. Because yeah, I went out there, I did some stupid things, but you know what? At least now you understand how it works, you understand the capabilities and potential. And I would argue that is a very good thing, especially when younger people are learning about the stock market and financial markets in general. So that is what I would do. I would take the money, I would open up a Webull account. Again, it's got to be the IRA account though. Ask myself, how active do I want to be? And then from there, you can go down a couple different pathways. But like I said, either pathway you're going, at the core, you're getting interest. You're building interest. And that is a good thing, because I've never really met anybody that was like, no, the stock market's boring. Oh, financial markets are boring. No, I've met people like, oh, wow, this is pretty neat. You come up with your ideas. You got to put your money where your mouth is and see if those ideas make you money. And it's a very fascinating place. And I'm glad, again, that you are watching this video, because it tells me you're in that mindset already. I'm not wanting to spend money, but let's take some money and see if I can grow it for bigger things down the line. And that is awesome. So hopefully this helps. Hopefully this, opens up your eyes to what is potential and what could be done. Like I said, if you want to use the Webull, if you want to get, like I said, free stocks and free stuff with the Webull, then click on the link down below. That will be the promotion that will get you set up with the free stocks or whatever the current giveaway actually is. So thank you for watching. And yeah, that's what I would do with my stimulus check. I hope you do something very similar. First off, thanks so much for watching the entire video. Real quick, before you go, I want to invite you to a live webinar, web class, training, workshop, online event, whatever you want to call it, but it will be me live revealing to you what I've discovered that has allowed me to transform myself from being an employee to being my own boss, including how I had only one losing day out of 73 days in total. I'm going to cover 3 keys that have helped me unlock profitable consistency within the markets. The first key is super weird, but in a productive type of way. The second key is super awesome because it quite literally is wired into our DNA as humans, making it very easy to use. But in a cruel way, this becomes a pitfall for many traders. I'll explain it all though, including how to avoid the pitfall that it creates for some. And yeah, the third key, when you hear it, sounds way too good to be true, but it's not, and I'll show you how it all works. Then at the end, I open it up for a question and answer session that is, again, totally live. Even if you can't make the live session, please still sign up, as it will be recorded, and you can go back and watch the replay that I will send you. Click the image on the screen or click the link down in the description box so you can get the date and time and claim your spot, which I should note is limited due to the fact that this truly is a live event. If you have any questions, let me know. If not, I'll be seeing you soon.